this video, I'll break down this price chart using smart money concepts to explain how liquidity, structure, and order flow work together. You'll notice an initial break of structure, followed by engineered inducement that invites early participation from retail traders. Price then rebalances and moves into a premium area, where institutional sell orders are likely positioned. From that zone, we see clear rejection, shifting the focus towards sell-side liquidity resting below the market. This is not prediction. It's a logical framework to understand market behavior and risk. If you want to learn trading from structure, not emotions, follow Discount Trader for more educational breakdowns. After price taps into the higher time frame bearish order block in premium, the next step is confirmation on the lower time frame. Instead of entering immediately, we wait for price to show intent. On the lower time frame, price first creates a weak high and then breaks the most recent protected low with strong displacement. That break of structure is important because it signals a shift in short-term order flow from bullish to bearish. This BOS tells us that buyers are no longer in control and that the order block is being respected. Following the break, price often retraces into a lower time frame supply or fair value gap, which provides a refined execution zone with controlled risk. From there, the draw on liquidity remains to the downside, targeting internal and external sell-side liquidity. This approach is not about prediction. It's about waiting for confirmation and aligning execution with higher time frame bias. An order block represents the last area of institutional buying or selling before a strong directional move. On this chart, price expands aggressively to the downside and later retraces back into a premium area where a bearish order block is formed. This zone is significant because it reflects where large sell orders previously entered the market, leaving unfilled positions behind. When price revisits this area, it is not random. It's a mitigation process, allowing institutions to rebalance positions at favorable prices. Notice how price reacts inside the order block with rejection rather than continuation. That response confirms the zone is being respected and aligns with the higher time frame bearish structure. The order block is not an entry by itself. It provides context. Proper execution comes only after lower time frame confirmation, with the draw on liquidity remaining towards sell-side levels below the market. Minor inducement refers to short-term liquidity that forms within a larger market structure. On this chart, you can see price creating a series of internal lows before the expansion phase. These levels attract early sellers who expect immediate continuation to the downside. Smart money uses this behavior to its advantage. Price briefly trades around these internal lows, collecting stop orders and resting liquidity before reversing direction. This process provides the fuel required for price to move higher into premium areas. The key point is that minor inducement is not a reversal signal by itself. It functions as a liquidity-building mechanism within the broader narrative. Once this internal liquidity is absorbed, price is free to continue toward higher time frame objectives, such as the order block above. Understanding minor inducement helps traders avoid early entries and instead focus on confirmation at higher probability zones. Major inducement refers to a significant liquidity level that is intentionally engineered to attract a large number of market participants in the wrong direction. On this chart, price creates a clear external low that appears vulnerable after the initial bearish structure shift. This level becomes a strong draw for breakout and trend continuation sellers. As price approaches this area, retail traders commit aggressively, expecting further downside. However, this is where smart money uses that participation as liquidity. Instead of continuing lower, price reverses and expands upward, using those sell orders to fuel a move into premium. This inducement is called major because it targets external liquidity and plays a key role in shifting price toward a higher timeframe objective, such as the bearish order block above. Major inducement is not random manipulation. It's a repeatable market behavior. Recognizing it helps traders avoid chasing moves and instead align with institutional positioning after liquidity is delivered. Sell-side liquidity represents resting stop orders below price, typically formed at equal lows, protected lows, or obvious swing points. On this chart, after price reacts from the bearish order block in premium and confirms with a lower time frame break of structure, the directional bias remains to the downside. The first objective, sell-side liquidity target 1, is the nearest internal low. This level contains short-term liquidity and is often where partial reactions or temporary pauses occur. Price commonly delivers into this area first because it offers the easiest and most immediate source of liquidity. Many professional traders use this level for partial risk management rather than expecting a full reversal. If bearish momentum and displacement continue after target 1 is reached, the next objective becomes sell-side liquidity target 2. This is the external or major swing low, holding a larger pool of stop orders from higher time frame participants. This level represents the primary draw on liquidity within the current narrative. The key point is that price does not move randomly between these targets. It transitions from internal to external liquidity in a structured way. Understanding these targets helps traders align expectations, manage risk logically, and avoid exiting too early or holding without confirmation. Sell trade execution on this chart is based on confirmation, not anticipation. After price delivers into the higher time frame bearish order block in premium, I do not enter immediately. I wait for lower time frame confirmation to show that sellers are in control. Once price forms a lower time frame break of structure with clear displacement, that shift confirms bearish intent. From there, I look for a controlled retracement into a lower time frame supply zone or fair value gap created by the displacement. This becomes my execution area, allowing risk to stay defined. My stop loss is always placed above the invalidation point of the setup, not based on emotions. For targets, I focus only on sell-side liquidity target 1, the nearest internal low. I intentionally avoid targeting the second, external liquidity level. This is a risk management decision, not a limitation. By targeting only the first sell-side liquidity pool, I prioritize consistency and capital protection over extended moves. This approach reduces exposure, avoids overholding, and keeps execution aligned with confirmation rather than hope.